My name's Jeff Ritter. I'm the founder of Jeffros Heroes. We're a nonprofit 501c3. What we do is we use the power and positivity of superheroes. We visit hospitals, foster kids' homes. We do house visits. And what we do is we bring hope and happiness to kids and their parents. Like, a lot of people think it's just for the kids.
Yeah.
A big portion of it is, as a parent, I see the hopelessness that in the parents' eyes. They feel almost helpless.
So what would you say your life mission is?
Inspiring people through kindness. It says right here on the shirt.
Inspiring people through kindness.
That's my motto, because it's like, is that saying like walk the walk, talk the talk kind of thing? How awesome is this? It's a FaceTime, a 5-year-old boy. He's going through chemo. He lives in New York. His name's Gabriel. So.
Jeffros
Heroes! You on this show, talk about your dreams, aspirations, goals, whatever you want to discuss that's going to help somebody get better. Inspiring through kindness. How's it going, everyone? Thank you for tuning in to the Unlimited Power Show, where we shine light on your unlimited capability to achieve greatness. And speaking of greatness, I'm going to let Jeff Ritter introduce himself. One thing I do here on the show, and I hope I didn't catch you off guard, is let everyone introduce themselves. And what does that mean? That's all up to you.
All right. So my name's Jeff Ritter. I'm the founder of Jeffros Heroes. We're a nonprofit 501c3. What we do is we use the power and the positivity of superheroes. We visit hospitals, foster kids' homes. We do house visits. And what we do is we bring hope and happiness to kids and their parents. Like, a lot of people think it's just for the kids.
Yeah.
A big portion of it is, as a parent, I see the hopelessness that in the parents' eyes. They feel almost helpless sometimes.
Yeah.
So I'm there for the kids, but I see how grateful the parents are. But what we do is we raise money for the parent. So when the kid's in the hospital, we help them with hospital bills or car payments, groceries. We help them with the basic needs. That way they don't have to stress while they're with their kids in the hospital. Because obviously there's nothing more priceless than not being stressed out about basic things like groceries and power bills and all that kind of stuff. So that's us in a nutshell, I guess.
So, besides your organization, tell me a little bit more about your upbringing, about yourself, and like where you're from.
So I'm actually from Florida. I'm a native.
You're a Florida native?
Which is super rare. I was raised in church. I was always taught basically treat others the way that I would like to be treated. So I put that in with superheroes, which is also like something I love. So I love helping people and I love superheroes, so I kind of put those two things together, and that's Jeffros Heroes.
So you said I was raised in church, but I didn't always have the choice to go to church.
Yeah.
So
every Sunday,
did you get that knock?
Every Sunday and Wednesday.
And Wednesdays.
Yeah.
So 2 days out of the week. Some people don't even go out of 3 months.
I'm not gonna lie, I haven't went in a while, but I was raised in church.
And
embedded
still some
in me.
good values
Yeah,
in you.
it's embedded in me.
So why superheroes?
Who doesn't like superheroes? Like, you can go to China, you can go to the smallest town in Bodunk, Tennessee, you can go to Haiti, you can go anywhere. Everybody loves superheroes. And I feel like people relate to superheroes because superheroes are an extension of what we want to be.
Right.
So who doesn't want to be Superman and fly and be invincible? Who doesn't want to be the Hulk when something happens to you, you're invincible and you can break stuff? So it's almost an extension of our
what we can be.
Imagination of what you want to be and what you wish you could be. So it's like being your superstar, like if you love The Rock, right? And imagine if he came in your room, that'd blow your mind. So as Captain America, it's almost like you don't have to really be him, but the kids see me like I am Captain America, I am Superman, I am Deadpool. So it's your ability of being somebody's favorite star.
Jay, somebody's here for you.
Open the door.
Open the door.
Jeez. Happy birthday, buddy.
Who's that?
How are you?
What are you doing here?
I came here for
What are
your
you doing
birthday.
here?
Give me a hug, dude. Happy birthday.
You're not your Batman phone?
I like your shirt, buddy. Let's go inside. Hey,
Ashley, come on.
go inside. Happy birthday, dude.
When your star says something to you,
Yeah.
right? Like, hey man, you're strong. Keep it up. You know, keep on fighting. It means a lot more to them because that's their person that they love telling that. You know.
Someone that they look up to.
Who's this?
Is that Captain America?
How you doing, big guy? You doing okay today? How are you? You doing good, buddy?
They just took the bandage off of
Aw. You're tough though, right? You look like a strong guy.
Like Captain America.
You're a strong dude.
Do you see he's got his shield?
Yeah. You want to touch it? It's bulletproof. Look, I got this guy. It's pretty cool, huh? I got your whole box of toys, bro. No, you're very welcome. You deserve it. You're a tough little guy. You're a fighter, right? You a fighter?
Exactly.
I mean, you're a superhero to somebody's right now looking at you,
I know.
right? So being a superhero to her,
So today, probably one of the proudest days of my life. So I went to school today to see one of Lily's expeditions, and I had no idea what was it on,
Jeffros Heroes.
and what does Jeffros Heroes do?
So we go in the hospital and give people stuffed animals or toys, and then they a little bit better, and then they smile and be better.
All right. Well, I'm super proud of you, and thank you so much.
Welcome.
I love you.
Love you too.
Give me a kiss. I love you.
right? So being a superhero to her, being a superhero
You
to
made me
all
cry.
of these kids,
Thanks.
and really being a superhero to the world, I would say, because anyone that steps outside themselves to help is a hero. So the reason why we look at superheroes like idols is because that's what we're innately are and not willing to battle ourselves to be.
Absolutely. I agree with you 100%.
So who would you say was your favorite hero growing up?
My mom.
Your mother? How so?
Just her teaching me to help people that need help, pretty much. And always being kind and just raising 3 boys by herself.
Yeah.
Sorry,
No, it's okay.
I'm a big baby. So, yeah, she is just a strong woman, you know.
Yeah.
So, and we didn't have much as kids, but we had each other. We shared everything. Like, so it's me and 2 brothers. I'm the youngest, so we would share 1 Snicker bar. You know, like we would share 1 kickball, but we didn't know we didn't have everything because we had each other. You know.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like we were poor, and if we were poor, we didn't even know we were poor. Like I always said, the thrift store to me was the coolest place in the world. I didn't know it was a thrift store, but
Yeah.
it was awesome because you know, like we could get stuff because it was all, you know. So, but to answer your question, my mom.
So, when you were growing up and you saw the way your mother was handling it all, how did that affect your psyche into wanting to do this in the future? Like, were you thinking like, man, when I get older, I have to like live up to these expectations?
I won't say that was in my mind, but I
Yeah.
just think it was part of my nature. Like I always say, like 90% of the time when I ask a kid in the hospital, like, hey, when you get older, what do you want to be?
Yeah.
90% of the time they say a nurse or a doctor, because they know how it feels to be nurtured when you're weak.
Yeah.
So you want to be that person that is giving the feeling to somebody. You know, they're weak, they're hurt, and this person's helping them, so they want to be the helper. You know, it's like a pay it forward thing. You know, like if you've never been cold, you don't understand how awesome it feels to be warm until you're cold, and then you know you appreciate.
Yeah, that
certain
someone
things.
give you that warmth.
Exactly. So.
And you're like that. You don't want anyone to be cold again.
Yeah, and the next time that you do see like a person cold, then you're gonna help them out because you know how it felt.
Yeah.
So I always try and put myself in certain people's shoes. Like yesterday, I was in Delray, and a lot of people kind of either look down at homeless people, or they're it is like an awkward exchange, you know. So I was waiting for a lady, and this homeless guy walks up and like, "Hey, dude, you have any change?" Which I actually checked. I didn't have any, but across the street was a burger joint. I'm like, "Hey, dude, if you want, I'll get you a burger." You know, he's like, "Oh, thank you so much, bro." And like I talked to him for 5 minutes, and he's just a normal dude, just down and out, you know. But I know if I was hungry, I would want the person, you know, to hook me up with a burger. So it cost me $5, and I made his day, and it made my day.
That's awesome. You know, I can definitely relate. You know, one reason why I started this show, one reason I started doing podcasts and all these things motivational is because I've been going through a lot, or I went through a lot. So I used to listen to all of this stuff. I used to watch all this stuff, wanting to grow. And I was like, wow, this has really helped me grow and go through this. I was like, what if I can be that for somebody?
Absolutely.
So I think that's really where a lot of this comes from, is just seeing a need in society and wanting to make that happen. So speaking of Jeffros Heroes, how long have your organization been in existence?
About 4 years.
4
We've been
years?
doing it, yeah.
And did you get a lot of support like in the beginning, or?
I mean, it's snowballed. So I started doing it like 4 years ago. I called St. Mary's Hospital, which is actually where I was born, and I actually have a son that he's 9 months, and he was born there too. So it's kind of like a special place, I guess I would say first. But I called them like 4 years ago. I had a Superman suit and a Spider-Man suit, and I called them like, "Hey, my name's Jeff. I'm just some random guy, but I have a Superman suit, and if you guys ever need a superhero visit, let me know." So like a month later, they called me.
Yeah.
And after that day, I was hooked, because even though it can be kind of sad, but it's also super rewarding, and I can't think of the word right now for it, but it's priceless, you know.
It's priceless.
Yeah, and it's not always fun. Like, I mean, there's times I'll be there for 2 hours. Like, you know, like it's not glorious, you know. It's not like we're having so much fun, but it's little minutes of awesomeness, I guess you could say. So after that day, I made sure that that would for sure be a part of my life.
As you say, giving to others have given you more.
Absolutely, 100%. Like, it's cool how when people see that, when they see you either giving or even this show that you're doing, if it inspires one person, you know, like they see you, like where you're from or what you do, like, and like, dude, I want to do that. Like, that means that you change the world a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, so, and it sounds kind of cliche, like when you hear like, you know, a person like, if I can change one person's life, that, but it's so true though.
Yeah.
You know, like if you instill in one person one thing and they make it great because of you, then that was your little staple in the world, you know?
Yeah.
It's kind of cool.
You know, this statement is like, if you help one people, that you can change the world, is true and not cliche, for the fact that we are the world. Every soul in this planet is a segment of the world. I mean, it's proven that we are energy.
Yeah.
Everything around us is energy, and we're all interconnected. So if one person is changed, then there's a ripple effect.
Absolutely, 100%.
And all of that comes out of compassion and love. And speaking of compassion, what would you say your definition of compassion would be?
My definition of compassion, I would say, would be to not just care about a person's feelings, but to actually kind of put yourself in their shoes and then feel what they would want and do that for them. You know, so if a person's thirsty, and you put yourself in their shoes, like, well, what would I want? a water or a Gatorade, and you do it. Like I always say, sometimes people aren't afraid, but they don't know how to. They don't think it's like awkward. Like there's times it might be weird to walk up, to a homeless guy. Like, hey, dude, here's a Gatorade. He might look at you like weird or whatever, and it might not be the best, coolest experience. Like like it might be kind of weird.
You're like, no, I don't want it.
Yeah, like it might be kind of awkward, but just like I would say, if you get that gut feeling, just do it. Just do it. I would say too, like there's times I walk by, if it's Monday, and I walk by a person, and like I won't get that gut feeling, like I have to help that person.
Yeah.
But then on Tuesday, I walk by a person and like I'll stop. I'm like, hey, dude, you want a cheeseburger? So like when you get that feeling, act on it. Like a lot of people will feel that and they're like, I don't know if I should, and they question themselves.
Yeah, I think a lot of us we go more to we work harder to suppress our natural feelings, our natural way of being, and that hinders us from being happy.
It's like crying. Like I cried like 5 minutes ago and I was trying to hold it in. Like it's a natural thing, but I see what you're saying 100%. Like you're kind of taught to hold back your natural feelings and emotions and what you want to do, kind of thing.
And I think the best way to communicate your message, and whether your message may be to bring smiles on the kids' faces, on the parents' faces, is to add that, is to bring together compassion with mission, and then when you have those two, it's like putting a rod at the end of a needle, and then that's how you can really get right into the dagger, right to the heart. You know what I mean? And speaking of compassion and mission, what would you say your overall life's mission is? Because I believe that everything is a stepping stone to something greater. So what would you say your life mission is? Inspiring people through kindness. It says right here on the shirt. Inspiring people through kindness.
That's my motto, because it's like, is that saying like walk the walk, talk the talk kind of thing? So when people actually see, and like I'm on Facebook a lot. Like I'm always posting stuff, and I post it not for likes or for shares. I posted so people can see how easy it is to help other people. So like I've inspired. There's been teachers and firefighters that will call me, hey dude, if you ever need like a superhero, so like some random teacher that is a 5th grade teacher will be Spider-Man. Or like some firefighter guy will be Thor. So like I've inspired other people to help others, and it makes them feel good, and then they spread it.
And so I'm going to tell the backstory of how I met you. I mean, you added me on social media, LinkedIn, and then I was like, I should message this guy. And then I looked at your videos and I was like, I'm inspired. I only bring people on the show that inspires me. And then I use that inspiration to inspire others. And something simple as a video, something simple as like giving can mean so much, and what would you say to the person watching right now to inspire them to start to give, because a lot of people can't step outside their own bubble.
That's what you just said is pretty much it. Like, step out of your bubble. Nobody likes change, and nobody really likes to do something that they're not comfortable with. But I would say, like, you gotta learn everything. Like, you gotta learn how to walk. Like, at one point, walking was hard. Now it's easy. You had to learn how to ride a bike. Now it's easy. So like, once you kind of learn, and like everybody has their own certain way. Like, you could be a construction worker. And you can use your skill to help others. Like, this is what you do. So like, you're helping me, by putting my thing out there. So pretty much take whatever skill or whatever thing that you love and use that to try and help somebody in the smallest way. Like, it doesn't matter. You don't got to buy somebody a car. You don't got to even give them money. Just even a simple thing is a hug. It sounds really small, but the simple thing of like actually a hug, or like
a hug,
even like kind words like, hey dude, like, I think what you're doing is great, or like, hey, I like your shoes. Like, if you tell a stranger, dude, I like your shoes, that person might say okay, or like, oh, thanks bro, and that might brighten their day a little bit. Something very small and simple can make a change in a person's day. Like I would say, you can't change the world, but you can fix little parts of it. Like, I can't cure cancer, but I can brighten a kid's day. You know, like I can make him or her smile like for that 5 minutes. You know, so like I'm not changing the world, I'm just fixing little pieces of it.
I like that. I'm not changing the world, but just fixing little pieces of it.
Yep.
And inspiring the world through small acts of kindness every single day. One word to somebody may be the one word that saves their life.
Yeah, exactly.
Because there are people at FAU right now walking around and nobody ever says hello to them, you know, nobody ever acknowledges them. When you acknowledge them, like, hey, I like your shirt, I like your shoes, or how you doing, like, that brightens up their day, and that literally makes it different, but not just emotionally, but in the physiology, because emotions turn into the physical being, you know what I mean? So a hug, you know, increases your blood flow. You need about 12 hugs a day as a human being. Like some more if you want to be a more prominent being. You know what I mean? And so that itself is like mind-blowing, that we can literally go out there and make a difference by just doing really small acts of kindness.
Yep. Every day, just trying to do one little thing a day.
One little thing.
That's it.
One part I'm gonna touch base on, and the reason why I touch base on this with a lot of people that come on the show is because a lot of people go through pain. What is one time in your life that you went through some sort of pain, and how have you overcome this pain, and how have you used this to help build you as a human being?
I wouldn't say pain, but one thing that I've definitely gone through is, and I still do it still, but I've found a way to work around it. I used to stutter really bad. I used to stutter so bad when, so like, if I have to say something, like, so if you order a Big Mac at McDonald's, you have to say, I want a number one.
Yeah.
So the only way to get that is say, I want number one. So like, my biggest like thing was I can't say things like verbatim, I guess you could say. So I couldn't pay bills on the phone. I couldn't order a number one. Like I could order 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6, but I couldn't order it like it wouldn't come out. So I learned kind of how to navigate, I guess.
Yeah.
And I do it still, but not as bad. But I think just having like a small little, not a handicap, that's not the right word for it, but like a small thing that,
Hurdle.
yeah, like a hurdle, I guess made me like more compassionate, I think, for people. That's not really.
More patient.
Yeah,
I would say.
yeah, for sure.
Because like
And understanding.
And understanding.
Exactly. Understanding is definitely a big part. And like that, and as a kid, I remember I'd be stuttering and I'd have parents like, Jeff, just focus. I'm like, I know what I'm saying. You know, like, but they didn't understand what I was going through. So like, they would look at me like, dude, just spit it out. Like, I hate that.
Yeah.
Spit it out. Like, I know what I'm saying. You know, it's not coming out right.
I mean, I think that's a hurdle. A lot of people stutter all the time, and not through their words, but through their actions. You know, like we all stutter through life sometimes. You know, we all have something that we're trying to say and can't say it, and we want to say it. We know what we want to say, and then everyone is like, just do it, right?
Yeah.
We're like, I know what to do yet. I'm just haven't gotten to say it yet. You know, I haven't gotten to do this thing yet. So we all stutter in our own ways, but it's something that clicks. When did that thing click for you that made you make the transition? When do you think that happened?
I would say that support from the people around me. Like if I didn't have my fiance, Kara, or if I didn't have my parents or my friends and family around me to support me, like, Jeff, that's awesome what you're doing, dude, keep doing it. Or like, if I didn't have that little support system kind of, you know, kicking me in the butt, like, dude, keep doing it, then I'm not saying that I wouldn't be doing it, but it wouldn't be as prominent and I wouldn't be so as forward as I am right now with it. So I think the people around you is what you become. Like if you have people that are bringing you down or don't want to see you succeed, like there's people out there that are jealous and they don't want you to succeed. So you want people that want your light to shine. You know, you want them to add gas to your fire.
That's true. So surround yourself with people who are really supporting you. You know, because at first they may not understand, but with love and if they really want the best for you, they will soon support you in your endeavors. And I think the most support comes from inside too, because like you could have your whole family telling you to keep pushing. I mean, there's people right here, if you're a college student, you have your family saying you're gonna get this degree, right? But if you and yourself don't believe it, then it won't really happen. Like you have to have that inner belief as well.
For sure, you gotta have faith in yourself, and you gotta know you can do it. Like I would say, like fighters, like Mike Tyson or McGregor or Mayweather. Like a lot of people are like, that guy's cocky or he's a so and so. I'm like, because they in their brain and their soul, they know that they're the best. And you have to feel that way about yourself, no matter what you're doing. You can be a waiter, you can be an attorney, it doesn't matter, but you gotta believe in yourself. Because if you don't, then nobody else will. You know, like, you gotta know you're the best. You know that you're gonna do something.
Yeah.
It's like a person that climbs Mount Everest, like that first step that they take, like they know they're gonna make it to the top. You know, and there's no prize you get at the end. You don't win $1 million when you get there, but you do it for yourself. You know, so
just to prove it to yourself. Like I feel that all the time because I've been in all different stages, and at every stage, I always and it's not even out of ego; it's out of confidence. You know, I've always thought like sometimes I'm like, man, these people have no idea who I'm about to become, and how I'm about to impact the world. And at first, it was about me, and then I realized that it's not even about me. It's really just about everyone else, you know, and that's when my passion for whatever I do became a lot stronger, because now the mission is not for me anymore. It's bigger. It's a bigger picture. So, and as we conclude, with creating a bigger picture, a bigger paradigm for your life, how do you intend on growing in the next couple of years? How do you intend on making this bigger, on not just being the superhero, but on in inspiring many others to be that superhero for many other kids and many other families?
I guess like my goal would be to make this a full-time thing. I've been asked or been told like I should make this like national, but I feel like that would lose the focus. Like I want to personally touch people. Like so when you get so big, you kind of lose the main focus. So pretty much in a nutshell is I want enough like support where I can make this my full-time job. And visit hospitals every day, visit foster homes every day, and just inspire more people by doing more and more, like in Florida or maybe nationally, but just make this a full-time job pretty much.
That's awesome. So how do we begin to give you that support? How do we begin to donate our time, our money, and our energy towards your endeavors? Because I think we all need to do this.
Well, we always use volunteers, whether it's through dressing up with us or sharing our links or whatever. Of course, every charity, it sounds like it's almost like a bad word to say, like money, but money is what helps us travel and buy costumes, whatever. So we have a link on Facebook, and we also have a link on a GoFundMe. I think it's Heroes for Hospitals.
Heroes for Hospitals.
Yeah. So that's the two best ways to help. But even our videos and our pictures, just share them, invite your friends, and it helps us, spread pretty much.
That's amazing, and your mission and your endeavors are going to be really great, and it's much bigger than what you're doing. You know, it's much bigger than what's happening now. Like, imagine if the kid that you inspired today made it his life mission to inspire more people.
That's my goal right there.
Ripple.
Exactly.
Then
that's what it's all about right there.
You change a little piece, now we're changing a big puzzle.
Exactly.
So in changing the puzzle, and as a lot of us are puzzled with what to do with our lives, one thing I always close this interview with, what is one thing that you can leave with the audience, and I want you to look at the camera, to inspire them, to urge them to start, their own puzzle, and to create something different for the world, what is one thing that you could tell them? And
Well, first, I would say start small, and pretty much, like we were saying like 5 minutes ago, just do one act of kindness. Hug a friend, call your mom, you know, like just do something that makes somebody smile, you know, and then once you get that feeling of giving, how it feels, then it gets addicting and you'll want to do it more and more.
thank you.
Yes, sir. Nice to meet you, brother.
Nice to meet you.
Yes, sir.
Inspiring through kindness.
sir.
Jeffros
Jeffros Heroes.
Jeffros Heroes, everybody. Thank you for tuning in, everyone. I really loved this interview. It was very inspiring, and I definitely want you to take a look at the link in the description, and if you're watching this on YouTube, the link in the description as well, and donate to his charity, to his movement, and to this one movement of kindness to make a change in the world. As we close out, I want to remember you that you have the unlimited power in you to achieve whatever it is that you want. But until you believe that, the world will forever miss your talents, your gifts, and all the great things that you have to offer. Thank you for tuning in. Inspiring through kindness.
Jeffros Heroes.
Please be sure to like, subscribe, and share this video.